trying to look like Superman for Comic-Con and drinking all these protein shakes and everything. But no one really tells you how horribly these things taste. These things are horribly bad. Horribly tasting. It just, hopefully, I will look like this guy. Welcome to Coffee and Comics. Good afternoon. I'm your host, Jay Wheeler. How's it going, everyone? So I'm back at home. Yesterday was pretty awesome. Got a lot of work done. Showed you around the comic book store that I go to all the time. So, I thank you for enjoying that and watching it. So, today we got a lot of preview Comic-Con stuff. A lot of covers for like TV Guide and Entertainment Weekly news for that. Then we have all these amazing comic books right here. See? And they're all, and you can get all these wonderful comic books in free bags and boards at Empire Comics Vault, the one place that you should go if you love comic books as much as I do, because there's a vast array of different kind of comic books from DC, Marvel, Indie, Dark Horse, other comic companies that I know, IDW, old comic books, new comic books, back issues, omnibuses, graphic novels, action figures, Archie comic books, all that stuff. So if you go check that out, you'll have a good experience. Let's just put it that way. So, shall we get started with the comic books? Because it is New Comic Book Wednesday, so let me show you what I'm going to read later on at work today. So, yes. Alright, so, Superman Unchained, number 2. I gotta say, this is it's good. Because you got, Scott Snyder, and you got Jim Lee, so you got a great writer and a great artist that is just ridiculous on his detailing and everything. So, but I don't know. The first one was just a setup for what's going to happen. So I think this is the Superman that I'm going to read, because there's tons of Supermans now out, and I stopped reading Action Comics at like issue 10 because they changed the artist and they changed the story. And so, it didn't do it for me after 10. So I think I'm going to be reading more of Superman Unchained and Superman. So, if you're a Superman fan, kind of like I am, check those out. And then also, Batman, issue 22 is cannot speak, I'm sorry. Year 0. So it's Batman issue 22, but year 0, number 2. That makes any sense. But yeah, same thing goes for this one. Scott Snyder's one that writes it. But when I say same thing is, I stopped reading Detective Comics at like issue, I think 20, because again, changed the writer, changed the artist, so I kind of lost interest in it. And more, Batman is still going strong for me because they constantly still have the same artist, or roughly to the same artist, in each issue. So again, if you are a Batman fan, also like I am, then you should continue reading Batman, because it's still good. I love it. And then again, we got Hawkeye number 12. This, I picked up the graphic novel because I love the cover of it, but when I started reading it, I'm like, how come I have not been reading this from the beginning? Because I believe after the Avengers, they came out with its own Hawkeye comic book, and it's amazing. I mean, they make him look so human, yet kind of superhuman at the same time, because it's a lot of realistic kind of things, which is good, because this man is not he's one of the people that are not super powered or has a shield or a hammer. So he basically uses a bow and karate skills to, save the day, which is pretty awesome. And I always tell people that Barton's character in this comic book is take David Duchovny from Californication, his character or his personality, and put him in the Avengers. And that's basically who Barton is in this comic book. You know, he's not really all there. His life after New York has kind of just been like aspiring downhill, but yet he still does missions for the Avengers sometimes, and then he does missions on his own, but he claims he's an Avenger. Basically, he uses the title, he uses "I'm an Avenger" to get he thinks that will let him through anything or get him out of trouble, which it doesn't sometimes. So, yes, if you're a fan of Hawkeye and you're a fan of the Avengers, pick this comic book up because again, this is a pretty good series. So, and then we go to the other side of the Bat family, Batgirl 22. Now, I haven't lost interest in Batgirl because it just went from like Barbara Gordon getting her legs back to finding out that her brother is an actual psychopath and she needs to stop him. And then the whole uh, death in the family Joker thing pushed her a little farther. And now that she's found out that Batman has kind of not been really, he hasn't been like, how do I say this, smart with everyone else's secret identities. So the Joker found out who everyone was. So still everyone is kind of still pissed. And then on top of that, Damian dying. And so she thinks she's not really fit to wear the bat symbol. So she's kind of like cut the bat symbol off of her costume, but you can still see the shape of it. So, and she's still out there fighting crime, but she's more doing it on her own than calling herself Batgirl. On top of her father thinking that Batgirl killed his son. So there's that at the same time. So this is a good complex story. It's not too complex, but at the same time there's a lot of shit going on. So check out, and it doesn't matter if you're a guy or a girl or you know other other kind of people. I read Batgirl because I love the story and I love seeing how there's like three different Batgirls that have completely different personalities, completely different costumes. So I do not discriminate. I don't just because I'm a guy doesn't mean I'm not going to read about a girl crime fighter. So either way, check Batgirl out because it's pretty good. And then at the end of this comic book Wednesday is Nightwing issue 22. Now, for you that don't know, Nightwing he's back to being Nightwing. Let me bring it back a little further. He's back to being Nightwing, and he had money, and then he wanted to invest in bringing the family circus back to Gotham. So he was using all of the rest of his money and the daughter of Tony Zuko's money. But when his biggest fear was if the circus fails, he's going to be broke. And so when the Joker came back, the circus kind of failed because of the Joker. It wasn't because of him. It was more of Joker. So therefore now he's broke. But he's still Nightwing, and he still has a place in Gotham. But he has moved to Chicago and is trying to learn how to be he's trying to learn how to be one of us now, but yet still a crime fighter and not have an exuberant amount of money for everything. Now he has one costume now. He's trying to get back up because he fell, and so now he's trying to just learn how to be Dick Grayson again and be Nightwing, but just Nightwing, not Nightwing associated with Batman kind of thing. A lot of the other members of this family, of the Bat family, are trying to be their own person now. Like, yes, they still call themselves their alter egos because they can't get away from that. That's part of them now. But they're not associating with Batman anymore. They don't. They've tried to help him. They've tried to work with him, and he's just in like this deep, deep. I mean, deep depression about Damien. So the rest, like Nightwing, Batgirl, Jason, Red Robin, they're not associating with Bruce at all right now. They're trying to find their own ways of being their own personalities and their own characters. It's without Bruce's help. So again, Nightwing is pretty good. So check those out at your local comic book store, or go to Empire Comics Vault and see if they have them, because I'm pretty sure Ben will help you with anything you need comic book wise. So, all right, now to the Comic Con news at hand. There's a lot of new covers coming out for what is it? Oh, for TV Guide and Entertainment Weekly. There's four covers for. There's two for Arrow. There's one of Arrow, and there's one of Oliver Queen, and then there's two of them that are Supernatural of the two brothers. Basically, it's a preview of what's coming in the fall for Supernatural and Arrow and all the other great stuff that has been out on CW, or has it's pretty much CW right now, because there's CW, I guess, has a lot of great comic book stuff and sci-fi stuff that have been out for a while, and everyone's just starting to get into it. So Arrow is its own thing, but at the same time, it's kind of like got that Smallville kind of feel where he starts out as, building up to, he's going from just being a vigilante to building up to that guy that we all know and love. So check those out at your bookstores, grocery stores, if you're flying a lot, airport magazine shops. So I'm probably gonna get the Green Arrow one, because I love Arrow and it's a pretty good show. Also, there's Entertainment Weekly's Spider-Man and Jamie Foxx's character Electro facing off in their costumes. That's another Comic-Con preview issue. Check that out. And then there's talks of Summer. I think her last name is Glay. She's been in Firefly. She's been in Terminator. She's been in The Cape. She's gonna be in Arrow next season. So check that out, because she is a pretty awesome actor, and she's been in Dollhouse. She winds up being in a lot of amazing cult shows. So you should check her out, because it's going to be pretty awesome, because she's a good actress, she's a female actress, and she brings a lot of different stuff to each character that she plays in every show. So check it out. Alright guys, thanks for watching, and please read more comics, and if you're going to Comic-Con, enjoy it. Have a good day.